Yo, yo, it's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. 2025, 8:12 p.m. So it's okay, I'm just going to play this real quick. So I'm talking to Brian, and I've shown him what I'm doing the workaround, and he says, that's fucking sick. Yes. And then he says,
I need you to get these done because on Tuesday, I'm going to bring you to my coaching calls, and you're going to show the students how to use these, and we're going to roll them out.
and when I heard that, I started pooping my pants because I thought, holy shit, dude, I'm going to be presenting something that I created in front of 100 people who make almost $1 million a year, you know? So that's honestly, it's just kind of intimidating to think that I have a product that these people, I'm just fucking crazy. So that made me shit my pants. But I thought about it and I'm like, dude, I work Tuesday and I guarantee the call is not going to be before I get off work. Or excuse me, not going to be, it's not going to be after I get off work. It's going to be before I get off work. Because I just say the same thing twice. I don't know. So I said, sweet, sounds good. I'll get them done. And then that's when I realized 15 minutes later, I was like, what time is the call, by the way? And he left me on red, and that's fucking sick. So maybe it's kind of shitty of me, but like if he left me on red and he saw that, then, you know, he acknowledged it and he didn't respond. So whatever. But here's the thing. So I made this workaround for this spreadsheet because the modals that pop up, that's nice and fancy. I have to get the Google verification, and I'm just not doing that, you know, because I actually got some verification status back today. It says homepage requirements. Your app has met homepage requirements successfully. So all of a sudden the URL is responsive. Okay, so that's cool. Now it says app functionality. Your app has not met app functionality requirements. Please resolve the issues. It says my demo video does not show the same app I submitted for verification. It is the same exact thing. Same exact thing. There's not one thing different. And it also says it does not, my demo video does not sufficiently demonstrate the functionality of your app. Dude, I went through every single fucking thing, whatever. And then it says minimum scopes. Your app has not met requirements to request minimum scopes. Please. And I don't know. So I got that back, and that was just further confirmation that I'm not ever making that shit again. And if I do, then I'm going to say to whoever I make it for, hey, don't be never mind. Just don't worry about the warning, because it's not a fucking problem. But anyway, I'm working on this workaround for Brian, and I showed him at work, sent him a video, and that's when he said, yeah, that's fucking sick, yes. And, actually, I got to clock out. Hold on, 8:15. Let's go back. I feel kind of bad. 8:10. Okay. So I clocked. I literally wrote 2025 for 2024 for today. What a goon. All right, so I clocked 7 hours today, which puts me at, what the hell am I at? 14 for the month. So it's May 4th. So I got 5 on the 2nd, 2 on the 3rd, and then almost 7 on the today. So anyway, so yeah, so I'm making this workaround. And what I mean by workaround is that whole pop-up that I explained, it just doesn't work because I can't verify it, which is stupid. So I just am using scripts with no pop-ups. It's very, it's not as fancy, and it's just kind of whatever. But dude, for some reason right now, I just can't get that shit to work. It's just not registering certain dates as a date, and it just is skipping them. And I spent a good hour and a half trying to get it to work. And there was a lot of AI involved. But I'm looking, because what you can do is you can run it and you can go look at the log. You can look at the execution log, and I can go in there and see what it's doing. So I can see, for example, this is May 4, 2025, 5:58. It's looking at row 4, the ads date, and it's comparing 0501 2025 to 521 2025. And because it's not 05 to 05, it's like, oh, what the fuck's going on? There's no match. And so I'm able to see that, and I'm able to adjust the code in that regard. So, you know, I am relying heavily on AI. But this is actually something that I have a slight understanding of. So tried looking at that. About an hour and a half goes into it. I'm like, holy fuck, why? You know? So what I started doing was I actually started making this website for this exact thing. Because again, I talked about it the last few episodes. He said in the next 30 days, let's do this. And I said, you know, in my head, I'm like, okay, I will. And so here we are. But if he's like, hey man, you got to get this done by Tuesday, I'll be honest, I don't like that. You know, like ask me like how long it's going to take, what's you know, what we're going to be able to do, you know, if it's possible. Like I have work both of those days. I can't just drop everything, you know, and I don't want him to feel like I'm letting him down or I can't do this or whatever, because I really want this opportunity. But some of these timelines, I just am not experienced enough to know if that's even possible, especially if it takes me an hour and a half to get some shit like this working. Now, in theory, it shouldn't take long whatsoever, but these unexpected things happen and then I'm just stuck. So it's funny because, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but coding a whole fucking website with interactive fields and tables and stuff, it's just easier because I'm able to use AI and there's no restrictions for Google Sheets. And I'm really proud of this, even though I didn't do it. I did assemble it. I didn't code it myself at all. I do know what more things are when I look at things, which is very, very cool, because I'm doing some learning with Mimo, which I'll talk about in just a sec. But anyway, so I made a login page, and it looks like shit because, you know, it doesn't need to look pretty yet, but I made a login page. Let me log out real quick. So it says the ultimate tracker. It's got a username, password. It's got login, sign up, and forgot password. All of these buttons work, by the way. So if I make some bullshit up and I type it in, I just type it in. So click login. Login failed. Firebase error. Auth. It says auth. Invalid credential. And I just typed in a whole bunch of shenanigans. It doesn't work. If I click sign up, and with my current email, it says the email is already in use. If I click forgot password, it'll send me a link. It will actually email me a link to click, and then I can reset my password. If I click log in, and I log in, it's got my password and all that stuff. I can save it. Then we've got the little 3 bars, the hamburger at the top left. Click on that, expands. I have ads, leads and conversation, sales calls, renewals, lead tracker, constraints. And when I click on ads, because that's what I'm working on, there's a button that says add data. When I click on that, it pops up with this form, and this form is the same thing as the Excel sheet. I fill that in, and the data goes to where it needs to go, and then we're rocking and rolling. So if I just put in some fake data, it populates right there. Sunday, May 4th, it spent $23 on ads, got 321. Wait, I just made some bullshit up. And just like that, it fucking works. So very, very cool. There's just so many things I need to fix already, but I'm already way further ahead with this than I am with the goddamn Google Sheet. I want to make this for them because, that's the other thing. So you can create an account and it is secure, encrypted. I can't see shit. I was actually worried about that because I made myself an account and I tried to go in there to see if I could see my own information because I don't want to be able to see that because I want to make sure this is secure. And I guess this just takes care of it. I guess it's like some really serious shit. So it's just part of the software that I'm using. It's called Firebase. So it's already engraved or whatever you want to call it. Is my mic on before we continue? Let's see. Hello? Oh my Lord, dude. Input. Dude. Okay, we're going to switch mics. Hello? Here we go. All right, well, now the mic is working. Why? Don't ever switch off, you know? Whatever, it's all good. So, obviously you heard everything I just said, but yeah, I'm already so far ahead with this. I mean, I've got a January tab, February, March, all the way to December tab, and using AI, I can just say, hey, you know, replicate this for all these different tabs and then just change the forms and then change, you know, what goes into it. Everything stays the same. So I feel like I could get this done pretty quick. He wants this Google Sheet done ASAP. And I just think this is so much simpler. You log in and you have all your info right here. You can see all the data. And I think the selling point is going to be me being able to showcase all the data and the percentages and all the stats. Because if I can bring all the value and the attention and make this really nice, I think that'll be okay. I truthfully am kind of scared to say that I'm doing this because I don't want him to be like, oh no, let's keep it simple, let's do Excel. Because truthfully, bro, this is much simpler than Excel. You log in. That's the only difference. With Excel, you don't log in. You log into this, you have everything you need right here. You can see it. It's specific to you, your account, your data, your stats, and there's so much more customization. So I guess I just need to work on my ability to communicate that and I guess portray the value that this thing has. So that's what I'm trying to work on, and I have been enjoying it. I mean, what did I work for? Almost 4 straight hours, which is, I don't really do that. I usually, there's babes. I usually, what I'll do is work an hour or 2 and then get up, take a break, kind of walk around, eat, play chess, whatever the hell. And then I kind of get back to it. But today I worked for almost 4 straight hours, and that's just working on this. And it's a lot of fun, dude. And I just wish that I knew how to code so that I could make all of this work, from my own brain rather than AI. Now, AI is fast as shit. Let's count. So we got 29, so we got 60 total, 270, 280, 560. What did I just say, dude? Yeah, so we got 560, 100, so 660. We got 720 lines of code between all these different files. So I've got currently 7 different files that I'm working with right now for this one project. 700 lines of code. Now, that's a lot. I think by myself, if I knew what I was doing and what I was typing and what things were going where, I'm sure that I could be in 4 hours. I don't know. I don't want to say that I could do that myself if I knew how to, but because it's quick, dude. It writes a lot of shit very quickly. But I don't know. I guess I just want to know how to do this myself so I don't have to rely on AI. But what's really cool is I'm looking at a lot of stuff now, and I recognize more of what things are. Like we have, for example, send password reset email and then parentheses. And I know that that's a function, and in the parentheses, that's the parameter. So we have the authentication, and then we have the email. And then it says .then parenthesis, and then an arrow. So it's like the equals greater than, then a brace, an opening brace. And that's just an if statement. So, or I guess it's not an if statement. It's when I do that, then it does this. There's no alternative. It's just it does or it doesn't, I guess. And catch, ERR, don't know what that is. Status text content, reset failed, error message. So I know that these error messages, so if I type in error message, I think that I'm declaring a variable for these. Because status text content equals, that's the constant that I'm declaring within the function. And that equals, yeah, I think but what's error message? Oh, error message is, I don't fucking know. I was close though. I was on to something. But yeah, things are more, I'm looking at things and they're more familiar. That's not the right word. I'm looking at things and I can understand the framework of what the fuck I'm looking at. And that's a win. That feels really good to know that I'm looking at stuff and I actually think I know what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? So anyway, I wrote a sticky note because I had to stop. I had to pause because I got to record the show and I got to go to bed. But I wrote a little sticky note of things that I need to fix and put on there. So I can resume tomorrow and know where I left off kind of thing. So anyway, so this has been exciting. This has been very fun. I think I'm just worried that I'm going to be working on this for however long it takes. Brian's not going to see the value in it, and then he's going to want to let me go. Straight up, that's what I think. I don't want that to happen because I know that I can do this. I just dude, it's just such a great opportunity, and I don't want to shit the bed on this. You know, I want to make this happen. There's a lot of extra money for me. So never mind the money. I mean, that's great. I want the money, but never mind that for a second. It's a big opportunity. I mean, I'm making shit for a company, a business. This guy is in cahoots with so many people. He knows Dan Martell. Like, he fucking flew on a plane with him, you know? Like, I don't know if they're homies, but yeah, dude, they're kind of in a network. They're kind of, you know. So if I can make some badass shit for him, all it takes is him to say, hey, oh, Dan, I found a guy. He might be up your alley. Check him out. His name's Bryson. Boom, I'm in cahoots with Dan Martell, fucking $250 million, you know? So that's cool. So I want to make sure that I can do this. And what's kind of, dude, I don't know. These deadlines for me personally and my schedule, I can't really meet them, dude. But who knows? Maybe tomorrow I get a lot of, what the fuck was that? Maybe tomorrow I get a lot of shit done with this, and then I'm able to get more done on Tuesday, and then, I don't know. Maybe I really should just try the workaround and try to figure that out, and then in the meantime work on this. Maybe that's what I should do, but I don't know, dude. It's just frustrating. So maybe I'll just kind of restart that and give it a go. I don't know, man. Just annoyed. I want to make this, and I want to make it work, and the beauty with this is I know that I can make it my own now, because the other one that I'm talking about, this other sheet, this tracker sheet, whatever, that other guy made it. I just made it fancy. And a lot of shit on there I think I just wouldn't do it that way. I just think it's inefficient. I think it's kind of bulky. It's like you're giving such basic data, you know, you don't need calculations. You can just fucking look, you know. It's my opinion. But I think what I don't want to happen is I don't want to make the spreadsheet and then have it work, and then people use that, and then I say, okay, well, I made a different thing. You know, you gotta, you know, it's kind of sucks for you because now you got to switch to this thing and input your data. I don't know. I don't even know how to present that to Brian. All these fucking noises in my house, dude. Let's turn the lamp on, I guess. You know, let's go turn the light on. Fuck this. All right, lights on. We're good. No spooky, scary skeletons. Except it's raining and lightning and thundering. Lightning and thundering. So if my power goes out, that would suck. Podcast would still go on because I got the laptop's battery, so whatever. Anyway, I don't know. I just really want to make this happen. You know, it's quite an opportunity. I don't want to flop it. I mean, I do have shit going with Mina. You know, I don't really think that Brian would just be like, hey, what the fuck, bro? And then like, let me go. I don't think that. Cause like I'm in group chats with Jasmine and Britzy, and these are these ladies that are, I guess I report to. However, Jasmine has not texted me back once. Britzy is gone doing something. Let's see, she said, what did she say? The fuck did she say? Where did it go? Oh, she says, I will be offline starting tomorrow and back on Wednesday, but we'll check back on your response to ensure you're taken care of. So, I guess she'll be back on Wednesday. But yeah, I'm technically, I guess, working under Jasmine, but she hasn't responded back to anything that I've said. I've only said a couple things, but still, I don't know. I just, you know, it takes time. It's big projects, you know. I mean, let's see. I'm overthinking it, as you can tell. Jasmine said, hey, Bryson, okay, sounds good. I will keep this in my back pocket and let you know what Databox says. It does sound like that would be a brilliant long-term tool for us, honestly. I fucking know it would be, dude. Just give me a sec to make it. And then I have this thought of like, okay, I feel almost guilty that he's paying me to do this when I am learning as I go. But what would the alternative be? I don't get paid at all, and then I make it, and then he pays me? What would that be? What would that look like? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm overthinking it. I just don't want this opportunity to flop. I want to make sure that I take full advantage of this, So that's where I'm at with all this. So let's segue into something else here. So the resignation tomorrow, I should get an email. Should be walking in tomorrow and getting in an email. And let's see, did anybody say anything? Yeah, no, nothing else. So tomorrow is the day that everyone has said that we're supposed to get an email saying yes or no. I truthfully am banking on it, but there's another. See, I received an email from Brig Gent Officer of the Department of Air Force over my HQ stating that they expect the notifications to go out early next week, which he said yesterday. So it's definitely next week. So tomorrow, the Brig Gen decided to put everyone who had applied by name in the to line instead of BCC. As a result, I saw my immediate coworker and same section had also applied. I only have a year with this section and total 5-year civilian time. I think he is closer to retirement. Maybe Vera, maybe not. Either way, any guesses on how cooked am I now to not be approved if another person in a 4-year section was approved? For those of us, okay, whatever. Yeah, we'll just chalk that up to nothing was said there. All right. Anything else on this one? Nope. Everything I've said, or everything that I've seen, actually, there was something that I posted. Let me read it. That it was posted. It's right here. So it does say, Air Force-wide, 8,609 employees applied for Deferred Resignation Program 2.0. HAF, I don't know what that is. I want to say it's Hill Air Force, but it's not. What is HAF? What is HAF in div? HAF is Headquarters Air Force. Okay, cool. Validation currently ongoing. Non-exempt concur or exemption non-concur. Approval not guaranteed. Validation results due to AF A1C on Monday, 20th of April, 25. Categorizations will be reviewed next week. So that would be this week. Categorizations will be reviewed. Don't expect employee notifications until week beginning Monday, 5 May at the earliest. But everyone has said May 5th. That's what I've seen. Now, I am banking on it because I've seen everything to be consistent with that. But I feel like the wiser part of me thinks that I'm not going to hear anything. And I'm going to be bummed. So I'm going to wait till tomorrow to see. And the other really shitty thing is, poor me, because I have to work at my job. It's funny that I'm bitching here. But the other funny thing is that I guess I have work now. So when I go in tomorrow, I'm not just going to be able to sit on my laptop all day and work on stuff. I'm going to have to work. And truthfully, kind of sucks. But if I get the email, then so here's the thing. If I get the email and it says I am non-exempt, like I am approved, I'm going to use PTO and I'm going to take a half day. I'm going to go get Lexi from the airport. And then I'm going to, I guess there is more responses here. I'll have to read those. Well, I'm going to use PTO, take a half day. And then I'm going to go pick Lexi up from the airport because she flies in tomorrow. Hallelujah. And then I'm going to, just be in fucking heaven knowing that I have my beautiful lady right here and then I got no more job to work at. So tomorrow has the potential to be one of the greatest days ever. May 5th, 5/5/25. Dude, it has to be. I mean, for the history books, it has to be 5/5/25. 5 times 5 is 25. Dude, me being a fucking number weirdo, it has to be. Has to be, dude. And then in one week from yesterday, this Friday, it's Lexi and I's 1 year anniversary, which is absolutely insane. That's just crazy, dude. I can't believe it's, wow. Anyway, so that's what's going on. I'm just wanting to make sure that I'm taking shit serious with Brian and the projects I'm working on. I want to make sure that I get the resignation. If I don't, then I don't know, man. I'll explore different options. And that's that. One last thing, and I'm going to peace out, is I took my own advice from yesterday. I set a timer for an hour on the dot, and I just did training for Mimo for learning code. Set an hour thing. I just got this. And that's all I did. Just set a little timer, and I forced myself to go until the timer was up. But if I was in the middle of a lesson, I had to finish that lesson. I couldn't look at it and say, okay, I have 3 minutes left. It's not enough time to finish another one. I had to start it. And if I went over, then I did. And it's so fucking funny, dude, because I had 4 minutes left or something like that. Started another lesson, and that one took me like 20 minutes. Just could not wrap my head around it, but I'm learning. So with that being said, we are now 50% of the way through JavaScript this course. And I think with my goals, I was supposed to finish it today, but yeah, is what it is. Fuck that. So we're 50% of the way done. So we've learned JavaScript basics, types and comparisons, conditionals, loops, arrays, functions, objects, applied functions. We're now on ES6, which is ECMAScript. That's how you pronounce it or say it. It's just an acronym. Yeah, I'm learning. So, but it was good. I actually feel good about this. I think it's just the mental win, because I did this for an hour, and wait, what the hell? What did I just click on? That was weird. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just distracted. I clicked something and it popped up with something I've never seen before. But anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, I set a timer for an hour, and I just did the hour. And it was good for me mentally, because the rest of the day I was like, dude, I spent one straight fucking hour learning today. That's pretty good, for me. Knowing, I guess an hour maybe ain't shit, but for me, knowing that it was an hour, I just felt good. It's like, yeah, I put in my hour today and for learning, and we got that done. And I don't know, I just felt good, rather than being like, oh, did I even do it today? I'm not taking this serious. I'm so behind, whatever. So that feels good to know that. So definitely going to keep on doing that. And I actually set a timer for a break too. So I did an hour of this. I set a 30-minute timer for actually playing chess. So that's what I did. But anyway, it worked well, and it was a pretty productive day. But I'll admit, I'm not good at taking care of myself in any other regard when I'm zoned into the shit. Like, I don't eat, I don't drink water. I'm just glued to, like, my face is glued to my laptop, and I'm getting a lot done, and I'm learning, but at the expense of my fucking health, I wouldn't say at the expense of my health. I'm just not eating enough, and I'm not drinking enough water. So I definitely need to get control of that. I also just need to go grocery shopping and have food, because I really don't have that much food. I got a lot of protein bars, a lot of Built bars. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have that much. I make PB&Js and shit, oatmeal. Yeah, that's it. But anyway, I'm going to end the show now. I'm done. So appreciate you guys listening. Hopefully tomorrow is a good one. Be 5/5/25. Hopefully I'll get an email. And if I don't, then so be it. But we are potentially less than 24 hours away from knowing if I am going to be no longer working up there. So, okay. Love you guys. Peace out. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.